This might not be an easy one, but I'm very excited about it. Are you in some kind of prison? When we look back in our life, it's easy to see, oh my God, how could I live like I did then? Have you ever had a job that you just imagine yourself going back and being in that job? I've had a lot of psyche jobs. I've had a lot of good jobs, but I've had a lot of psyche jobs. And recently someone asked me, how did you like live like that? Or how did you live in that job or that relationship or that house? Or how did you drive that car? Whatever it is. It's fascinating to me of how it's easy for us sometimes to look back in our life and see that, yeah, I was living in a prison. I mean, I can't believe I worked at that place. Maybe you haven't had that. I have a feeling if you look back, you'll be able to see some times in your life when you're surprised. I can't believe, I lived like that, or I can't believe I had that job, or I drove that car, or whatever. So here's the opportunity right now, if you want to, what I've understood about creating a life of your dreams, or expanding or growing, having more love, having more abundance, more freedom, or whatever. Quite often it comes from us learning to see things differently. So the invitation now is to see, is it possible that right now you're living in a little bit of lack and limitation in some way? Is it possible that you could have a more expanded job, relationship, business, lifestyle, whatever? And I did an exercise, I think it was 25 years ago, that expanded. It was called the Ideal Day exercise. I highly recommend it. Arnold Patton wrote a book called You Can Have It All, which I think was life-changing. Great teacher, but he had you do an exercise every day. You would write down for an hour. You'd get into a meditative state and you'd write down what it would be like to live your life as if it was an ideal day. You didn't have to get into specifics. I own a 7-Eleven and I go to the beach or whatever. But what I did was I started to write down what kind of life I wanted to have. I wanted to have a life of meaning and purpose and a lot of nature, and where I was doing what I loved, and I was with someone that I loved, and the people that I were in contact with were high vibe people. They were creative. Hey, the word high vibe didn't even exist back then. I just realized that. But anyway, I'm giving you an invitation right now, something very profound that changed my life. My life right now has continually grown, literally every month for the last 30 years, to be better, to have more love, to more expansion, more peace, more joy, everything, more meaning. And I believe it all came from my greater understanding of what was possible. Our lives, no matter how great your life is right now, my life is amazing. I was going to say I can't imagine my life being better, but I know enough to know that sometimes we can't see our life being greater. But you know what? That's the power of the imagination. Imagine that you had more money, more freedom, more joy, more appreciation. What if you had people in your life that really appreciated you, that thought you were amazing? Like, wouldn't that be incredible? There's a part of us that's afraid of that. And that's the ego. The ego doesn't want you to grow and to expand. But your soul, your spirit, what you are, you're a creative being of light. That's evolution. That's always expanding and always growing and always giving the opportunity for more love and more appreciation, more peace. So take some time and imagine what would it be like if you had a life that was filled with, unlimited joy and peace and abundance, prosperity and appreciation. You are an amazing person. You are specifically designed for the infinite expression in a unique way that no one else on this planet can express the way you can. You're beautiful. I wish I could tell you in person and give you a hug of how beautiful you are. You're a beautiful being of light. I don't care if you have no legs or no arms. I had a friend that I used to talk with. I'd meet him every Sunday for the summer at La Jolla, and he had no arms, and I used to talk to him about, like, what's your life like, and what have you learned? And we'd get in these deep conversations, and he said he was always surprised at how people were whining, complaining about life, and he said, look at me. Do you hear me whining, complaining about life? I have an amazing life. And here's a guy with no arms. Like, wake the fuck up. Be thankful that you have fucking arms and legs, and use them. use them to do something good. Like, it's amazing. It's all attitude. It really is. Stop whining and complaining. I know it's hard, and don't get stuck in that though. Rise above it. Be an example to your kids or your family or your parents or your neighbor that you too can rise above. Be strong and wise and have a life that has meaning and purpose. It's up to you, and I'm here to support you, and I love you. Bye.